Hello? Wait, recording na ba? Ayun, recording na! Hello! Future me? Charot lang, wait. Ang corny. Wait, ito na. Serious na, ito na. So, hi, hello. Kumusta ka naman? Ako? Eto, ayos naman. Lumalaban pa rin kahit papano. Alam mo, ang daming nangyari. Classes nga ngayon online na eh. I think everyone is just making the best out of the current situation. Sayang, no? Freshman year mo pero di ka man lang nakapunta sa UP Min campus. Siguro kung face-to-face ngayon, ang dami mo ng new experiences. Na-meet mo na blockmates mo, your upperclassmen, your professors, you'll meet new friends, your new family for the next years to come. Mahirap ang current setup. Uncharted territory nga kung tawagin nila. Bagong-bago para sa lahat. Nakakatakot, nakakapanibago. Pero kahit ganoon, hindi pa rin naman nawawala yung hope. I mean, it might take a while, but I'm sure magiging okay din ang lahat. Parang pag-antay lang ng jeepney tuwing rush hour. Hindi ka sure kung anong oras ka makakasakay o kung may jeep pa agad na dadating. Pero sa huli kahit anong pagod mo, di ba? Makakarating ka rin naman sa pamilyar na zone ng iyong tahanan. At sa tingin ko, yun ang pinaka-importante. Hala, wait. Anong oras na? Oh my God, may backlogs pa ako. Bye!
Tayo po ay magsitayo. Bilang pagpupugay, ilagay ang kanang kamay sa ating dibdib at awitin ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
UP Mindanao officials, administrators, faculty, staff, alumni and alumnae, to our dear students and especially to our first years, parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, Madayaw! I see that we are joined today by participants watching from Facebook and YouTube. Wherever you're watching this from, good morning and welcome to our University Convocation program for the academic year 2021-2022. I am Isabella Dolioso from the BS Biology program, your host for this morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our university's first ever virtual convocation. To open this event, let us all welcome our esteemed UP Mindanao Chancellor, Professor Larry N. Digal, for his welcoming remarks as well as his inspirational message. A warm round of applause, please.
University officials, faculty, and non-teaching staff, our distinguished guest speaker this morning, Dr. Ezekiel Dimaano our 2007 BS Food Technology graduate of UP Mindanao. Student leaders led by University Council Chair Andre Carbonilla. Incoming freshman students, guests, parents, friends who are joining us today via web streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you and welcome to our University Convocation program. UP Mindanao's University Convocation program is an annual event where its community formally welcomes its new freshman students. This year's convocation is unique. For one, it is the first time that we are holding this activity online. And for another, we are welcoming today two batches of students, those who were admitted last academic year 2020-2021, and those admitted this academic year 2021-2022. The COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdowns prevented us from holding the convocation last year. But as the saying goes, better late than never. UP Mindanao's theme for its 26th anniversary celebration this year is Paglatas sa Pandemya, Malig-on nga pagbangon ngadto sa bag-o nga panahon, or transcending the pandemic, a resilient recovery towards the new normal. Despite the challenges and uncertainties brought about by the present global health crisis, let us work hand in hand to overcome these challenging times. I sincerely thank our student body, led by Andre Carbonilla and his fellow student leaders, for helping shepherd their fellow students and for always communicating to university management about the predicaments and concerns affecting all UP Mindanao students. The UP Mindanao management is wide open to discuss ways to ease your burden and improve your situation while in the university. It will continue to enhance its provision of appropriate learning and support services to enable every student to cope with the online remote learning setup. We are here to help you and make your stay meaningful and worthwhile. For freshman students still encountering problems in the use of the Student Academic Information System, or SAIS, please reach out to the friendly and accommodating staff of our Office of the University Registrar, who have worked really hard, even working late in the evenings and weekends, to ensure the successful online enrollment of everyone. As requested by the University Student Council, incoming freshman students can still be accommodated for enrollment until next Monday, September 20. Let us know how else we can help you. We will continuously work for the improvement in the use of the Student Academic Information System in the coming months so it can effectively cater to new freshman students. For freshman students who have used the SAIS, please feel free to provide your feedback to University Registrar at our.upmindanao@up.edu.ph on how we can make the SAIS more user-friendly. I am sharing with you today some pieces of advice I earlier gave to the returning students of our College of Science and Mathematics. Teaching and learning online will most likely be the new norm for the time, and so you need to be smart and adjust as much as we can. Try to make things work the best you can and maximize your learnings from the online remote teaching and learning environment. For students needing financial support, avail of the Student Learning Assistance System, or SLAS, a new program to help students adjust to the present situation. For more details of this SLAS, visit the website at slasonline.up.edu.ph. Despite the struggles, hard times, and life problems, remain positive and, of course, remain focused on your dreams and goals. Set your goals and aim to earn your degree and even excel in your intended completion period. Focus on your overall wellness, including your physical, mental, and emotional health. Our OSA, or the Office of Student Affairs, has support services for guidance counseling. If you are overly burdened, anxious, and stressed, seek advice, and also call our mental health hotlines. Reach out to your professors and seek academic advice on how you can best meet the academic requirements considering the present circumstances. Get the assistance of other units in the university that provide support services, such as the Interactive Learning Center, Learning Resource Center, University Library, and Information Technology Office. Have academic buddies study together with your classmates and friends and help those who are having a hard time coping. Link with your student organizations for camaraderie and support. Provide assistance to those who are suffering in your communities in coordination with our Ugnayan ng Pahinungod, our volunteer service program of the university. This is the best time to serve and show compassion. Just an important reminder. Please ensure that you read the student handbook and you follow all university rules and regulations. I need to emphasize here that UP puts a huge premium on intellectual honesty. Cheating, plagiarism, and other related offenses are considered mortal sins in our academic community, and they have their corresponding punitive sanctions. Serious violations can lead to dismissal. With our current remote learning setup, there is always the temptation, but do not yield to it. Uphold UP's core values of honor, excellence, and integrity, and no matter what. I assume that every one of you here is already at least 18 years old and of legal age, and so be fully responsible for all your actions and conscientiously follow all university rules and regulations. In closing, I would like to commend and thank the organizers of this convocation, including Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Nilo Oconda, University Registrar Vlad Kobayashi, and also Director Stella Salazar. I also extend my sincerest gratitude to all dedicated and talented university personnel who have worked hard to ensure the successful conduct of this event. Magang salamat kaninyong tanan. Once again, welcome to all incoming freshmen. Have an enjoyable stay in our university.
Thank you for your heartwarming message, Chancellor Digal. Now, since our incoming freshmen and sophomores have not been able to physically come to the campus, we have arranged for the university experience to be brought to you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this virtual campus tour brought to you by the UP Mindanao Virtual Tour Committee and the Bacma Sibya Media Production Unit. Thank you to the virtual tour committee and Bakma Sibya for that short tour of our physical learning environment. I hope that at this time, you can feel the excitement of what it's truly like to be physically in the campus, even just by watching it from home. Speaking of our learning environment, you might be wondering what and how your remote learning setup will be like. To further enlighten us on the matter, we have our very own Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Professor Nilo B. Oponda, who will now be giving us a brief walkthrough of our learning setup. A warm round of applause, please.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. In this convocation, I will be walking through with you UP's remote learning setup. Before doing so, I would like to welcome all our freshmen and sophomore students to the University of the Philippines Mindanao, particularly to the University Convocation program. Katulad po nung nabanggit ko sa inyo during the orientation, we're looking forward to the opening of classes this year with excitement. However, this is also tainted with anxiety because this coming semester will have the same circumstances as that of last year. That is, learning in an environment under the COVID-19 pandemic. The coming semester is also another challenging one, not only to the faculty and administrators, but also to students because we will be doing this semester in a remote learning setup just like last year. The differences between last year and this year is that we had already a 1-year experience of doing remote teaching and learning. Kumbaga, we are not anymore in the beginning of our learning curve. We had already set up the pillars that will support remote learning, and our continuing and freshman students were already exposed to the remote learning setup. Kung babalikan po natin ang second semester of AY 2019-2020, even before the middle of that second semester, our classes had to stop. It was interrupted because there was a nationwide lockdown in March 2020. The new COVID cases were on the rise and everybody were afraid because we do not know what will happen next. The pandemic caught us flat-footed at that time because we did not think that SARS-CoV-2 will land on our shores. Our preparation for that semester was purely face-to-face delivery of classes. With the health risk brought by the pandemic, we thought of delivering our classes remotely. However, without the needed tools for remote learning, we were left with one option. That is, end the semester much early and give our students an adjusted course requirements. When the first semester of last academic year came, we delivered our courses remotely because cases of SARS-CoV-2 had worsened. It was a remote teaching and learning that covered the entire spectrum of asynchronous and synchronous or real-time communication between teachers and learners. Prior to the start of that semester, we made a lot of planning and identified different pillars that will support remote learning. They included 3 main pillars. One, the academic infrastructure pillar, which includes electronic library databases that could be accessed remotely by the students and faculty, and also the Canvas learning management system. The physical infrastructure pillar is the number 2, which includes gadget and internet subsidy for the faculty, internet subsidy for reps and staff requiring connectivity in their work, gadget and connectivity for students. And third pillar is remote learning preparation pillar, which includes the modification of the academic calendar of the first semester AY 2020-2021 from 16 weeks to 15 weeks, including 1 week of reading break to provide students an academic rest and the redesign of various degree programs to adjust both to the reduction of the length of course delivery and to remote learning. Course redesign was also instituted, which involves the engagement of the faculty in the delivery of their courses to students with differential internet connectivity and access to resources for remote learning and developing their course packs. The UP System Committee on Remote Teaching and Learning is taking charge of the monitoring and review of the remote learning experiences of the university last year and to guide the implementation of classes by the first semester of this academic year. Despite all these plans and our best effort to put them in place by the start of the first semester last year, and to make the remote learning at par or even better than face-to-face, UP being a government institution still have to wrestle with the government accounting and procurement rules. Some of the things last year that we wanted to put in place were materialized, but others came late or did not even come at all in the first semester. To avoid confusion among our students on the use of several LMSs in their subject, which is quite cumbersome, we requested for a Canvas LMS from UP System as early as May of 2020. We were hopeful it will come on time for the first semester, but it did not. We were frustrated, but finally, after the frustrations and after a semester of waiting, our subscription for Canvas LMS is now available. It was launched in December 2020 and was used by our faculty and students in the second semester. The faculty and students were provided with training on Canvas LMS by the ILC and ITO as part of our onboarding process. Application program interface was also created during the semestral break of AY 2020-2021 that will automate migration of the faculty, students, and course accounts from our student registration system for their automated enrollment to the Canvas LMS. I understand the training schedules on the use of Canvas LMS for our new faculty and our incoming freshies were already calendared by ILC. We are inviting our new faculty and new students to participate in these trainings. The training is calibrated to the knowledge of the participants on Canvas LMS. Moreover, I would like to also cite the availability of our academic databases subscription this year, and that was also available last year. This too is a wait of one semester. These are the library materials that UP Systems started to procure before the start of AY 2020-2021, but were finalized only in the second semester of the same academic year after going through the government procurement process. Now we have 14 electronic academic-based databases that are already available that you can access from your respective locations. I would like to name them the ProQuest 1 Academic, the EBSCO Academic Search Complete, the Gale Reference Complete, the Jove Unlimited, the Cambridge Core e-journals, the Emerald Premier with AIP, the Philippine e-journal, the Springer Nature, Project Muse Premium, Taylor and Francis for Social Sciences and Humanities Collection, the JS Store, the Science Direct Scopus, the Web of Science Journal, Lobster, and the Trinity. A webinar for students will be conducted on libraries' online resources via Zoom teleconference every Tuesday and Thursday from the 27th of September to the 19th of November 2021. This is entitled Upskill Tuesdays and Thursdays, a webinar series on the library's online resources and services. This will be hosted by UP Diliman Library Webinar session details are uploaded on the UP Diliman main library website, and this will be viewed through the URL link, which I will be posting in the chat box after a while. This is a registration that will be verified. Since this is the case, I strongly advise participants to register using your UP email account. On the physical infrastructure pillar, there are also programs of the university that support our students who are financially challenged, and these were mentioned earlier by Chancellor Digal. Among them are Student Learning Assistance Program, where you can send your application via online through the SLAS portal. SLAS is Student Learning Assistance System. 2, tuition subsidy and allowance for those who are qualified. Connectivity assistance of 1,500 pesos, 1,500 pesos through a telco of your choice, and gadget on top of connectivity through the Kaagapay program. We have also the UP Health and Wellness Network. This is a psychosocial support, referrals within and across campus. Number 5 is the peer learning groups managed by faculty and student facilitators. And in UP Mindanao, this is facilitated by the Interactive Learning Center and the Learning Resource Center. We have and also the OSA, or the Office of Student Affairs. Under this support, we have the counseling and academic support for students in self-paced concept. And lastly, we have also the help desk, and this will address emergency concerns, where to seek help, how to seek aid, and other student support. On the question, are we thinking of face-to-face comeback? Yes, we do. Since the first semester of last year, UP applied for a limited face-to-face from CHED and the National IATF for laboratory courses and thesis of our students, which are difficult to deliver remotely. So far, only the health-related degree programs are allowed by CHED and the National IATF. Dentistry and pharmacy are not included on these programs. Again, we are applying for the limited face-to-face for the second semester of this year, and we will be preparing a blending of remote and limited face-to-face learning for the remaining part of academic year 2021-2022 if the public health situation allows, and this is subject to strict compliance with the guidelines set by the country's Interagency Task Force IATF on Health, the CHED or the Commission on Higher Education, and the local government units, as well as the situation of students who are endorsed by their departments for limited face-to-face activities. Lastly, I believe that we will be better off by the first semester of this academic year as compared to that of last year, because the remote learning pillars that we planned are already available, and our new and continuing students are already exposed to the methodologies of remote learning setup. Our goal is to make the remote learning far better than face-to-face. Although we are saying it is quite difficult, we are on the adjustment process. And part of our adjustment process, days prior to this convocation, your faculty were already occupied preparing for the course pack that package the learning materials of their courses. Not just course pack, they are also busy preparing for the logistical requirements that will allow our faculty to bring their learning materials to their students, saving them on USBs for students that have gadgets but are living in areas without internet connection, or printing them to provide hard copy for students who have no gadgets and are living in areas without internet connectivity. Kindly inquire about the course packs from your faculty during your first day session of your classes, or probably during the orientation within your departments and colleges. Although we are not going to see your faculty face to face, but your faculty are working hard so that the competencies and skills of the courses they teach will still be demonstrated by their students despite the remote delivery of learning. There are studies that had shown that remote learning is not substandard to face learning. In fact, there are studies that show that it is even better. The remote learning provide us with readiness to circumvent suspension of classes in an event of natural hazards and other academic interruptions. As UP Mindanao strives to prepare the best for the learning of our students, there will still be imperfections as there are unknowns that we fail to foresee and some situations that are beyond our control. To them, we appeal to our students for utmost understanding and fortitude. As mentioned by the Chancellor earlier, honor and excellence are still the main fabrics that make up the University of the Philippines, particularly UP Mindanao. Added to these fabrics are the fabric of compassion to our students and the fabric of inclusivity. Kumbaga, wala pong iwanan. Sa wakas, mabuhay po tayong lahat. Itataguyod po natin ang ating pag-aaral sa gitna ng pandemya. Lalaban po tayo para sa ating sarili, para sa ating pamilya at para sa ating bayan. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat. Pagpalain po sana tayo. Thank you.
Thank you for that walkthrough, Professor Oponda. We invite all students to familiarize themselves with our remote learning setup before the start of our classes. Should you have problems with accessing your remote learning tools, please do not hesitate to reach out to the endorsed offices. And now, the moment the officials, faculty, staff, and the students have all been waiting for. Let us all welcome home to UP Mindanao our dear first year Iskos and Iskas. To the parents, family, and friends of our new schoolmates, thank you for coming to UP Mindanao together with your children. And we welcome you to our campus. Sa mga kapwa kong Isko at Iska, bigyan natin ng isang masigawang palakpakan ang mga bagong Iskolar ng Bayan. While we are awaiting, to formally introduce to us the students of batch 2020 and 2021, let us all welcome the University Registrar, Professor Vladimir P. Kobayashi.
Hello, good morning everyone. Ibang Good morning sa lahat ng mga freshmen from batches 220 to 21 and 221 to 2020. Okay, so while we wait for the so I'm going to introduce, of course, our first years to the UP Min constituent. Of course, we welcome them to our fold, and we're going to give them. I'll give you a well some information about our first year students, kung where they come from and what to be program. Okay, so our registration started like over a month ago, and we have received a lot of qualifiers as well as a wait list and DP was, and we are also able to accommodate some appeals. Okay, thank you. So let's start our presentation. So of course, as again, good morning everyone. Good morning to our Chancellor, to our Vice Chancellor, and to all our officials. And of course, good morning and welcome sa ating mga first year. So before I continue, I want to make this presentation a bit lively. Sa lahat ng mga first years, make some noise. Ay, dyan lang sa inyong bahay because you will be starting. Okay, so I hope you have been energized. So, this moment, I would like to introduce our first man from budget started from 2020 to 2021 and 2021 into 2022. So first, I will introduce them by name. Okay? But before that, let me share to you some statistics about our work. So for 2020, we have around 100 from Kaya, from now, and for current course, one now from Mindanao, Bayan, and Mindanao is up 100. And our total enrollees, freshmen, is 312. And for the current year, we have 300 enrollees. And this is actually, we have an increase from about 18% from the. So this is really,
Please bear with us as we deal through some technical difficulties.
in terms of the number of people.
While we await for the audio input of Registrar Professor Kobayashi, we first want to acknowledge the different offices that made this convocation possible. Thank you very much to the following offices. We have the UP Mindanao officials and administrators, Professor Leo Manuel Estanya, the director of the Interactive Learning Center, Learning Resource Center, We also have the director of the Pahinungod office, Michael Gatella, as well as the
Hello.
member offices of the Convocation Committee. We have the Office of Student Affairs, the Office of the University Registrar, the Office of the Chancellor, the Information Technology Office, the University Information Committee, as well as the Department of Humanities, College of Humanities, and Social Sciences. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our convocation program. We will now proceed with our program.
Nawala pala yung audio. Okay, anyway, balik tayo. Balik tayo sa ating presentation. So let me have here. Okay, so I'll be introducing at this moment the first years from two batches, 2020, 2021, and 2021, 2022. Okay. So by location, we obtain here, or we can find here, for the batch 2020 to 2021, we have 53 from Luzon. Visayas, we have 15. And from Mindanao, we have 244. And for the 2021-2022, we have from Luzon, we have 62 enrollees. From Visayas, we have 12. And from Mindanao, we have 294. So in terms of the total number of enrollment, for the previous year, 2020-2021, we have around 312 enrollees. And for this year, actually this is 2022, we have 368. So this is an increase, an 18% increase in the enrollment from the previous year. Okay, so this is overwhelming in terms of the number of students that we have to accommodate this year. And we are very glad about this response. Okay, so let me introduce them by region. Okay, so kung galing kayo doon sa region na yon, please make some noise or sa inyong mga tahanan, or where you are from at this moment, once ma-recognize na ang inyong region. Okay? So from Ilocos region or region 1, we have 2. So 1 from the previous and 1 for the current batch. Cagayan Valley, we have 2. So last year we don't have enrollees from Cagayan Valley, but now we have. So we have 2. From the Region 3, Central Luzon, we have 11. From the previous year, we have 5. And the current year, we have 6. Then we have also from Region 4A or the Calabar Zone, we have 29 students from the Calabar Zone. So 12 from the previous year and 17 for the current year. Then we have also from region, we have 5 from the Bicol region, region 5, 3 from the previous year and 2 for the current year. And then we have from the NCR, 50 students, 19 from the previous year, and for the current year, 31. From the CAR or the Cordillera Administrative Region, we have 2 students, 1 from the previous year and 1 for the current one. And from Mimaropa, we have 14 students. We have 12 from the previous year, and for the current year, we have 2. So those are from the Luzon. Please give them a round of applause. Okay, now we go to the Visayas. So this is like a review of your geography class. Region 6, Western Visayas, we have 5. 1 from the previous year and 4 for the current academic year. From Central Visayas, we have 18. So 2020 to 2021, we have 12. And for the current year, we have 6. And for the Region 8, Eastern Visayas, we have 4. And 2020, 2021, we have 2 students. And 2021, 2022, we have 2 students. So let's give Students from the Visayas, a big round of applause. Okay, now we go to Mindanao. So from the Region 9 or the Zamboanga Peninsula, we have 17 students, 11 from the previous year and 6 for the current year. From Region 10, Northern Mindanao, we have 46. We have 22 from the previous year and 24 for the current year. And of course, from the Davao region, which actually the bulk of our students come from the Davao region, we have 322 students, 128 from the previous cohort, and for the current cohort, we have 194 students. From Region 12, Socsargen, we have 103 students. We have 58 students from the previous year and 45 students for the current year. And from the Caraga, we have 45 students, 24 for the previous year, and for the current year, 21. And of course, from the BARM, we have 5 students from the BARM, 1 from the previous cohort, and 4 for the current cohort. In terms of student composition from each location, these are the top regions where our students come from. So we have Davao region, we have Socsargen, we have the NCR, we have the Northern Mindanao, Caraga, and Calabarzon. Now, let me also introduce them according to their degree program. Okay, so kanina is the location, now is a degree program. So I liken it to this picture here, sa Harry Potter, if you're familiar, like they are being sorted according to their degree program. Okay, so just as a summary per college, we have around 158 from 2020-2021. From CHSS, 158 students, 127 from CSM, and from SOM, we have 27 students. For the 2021-2022, we have 184 from CHSS, CSM 148 students, and from SOM, we have 35. So in terms of percentage, CHSS comprised 50% of the number of students or the percentage of students or enrollees for this cohort. And CSM 40% and the SOM is 35, 10%. Okay, so we have 50, 40%, and 10%. Okay, so let's now go to the degree program, the statistics per degree program. So please clap your hands or make some noise once your degree program is being called. Okay, let's start with the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. For the BS Architecture program, from 2020-2021, we have 56 students and 58 from this current cohort. So medyo marami itong BS Architecture. For the BS Anthropology, we have 34 from the previous cohort and 30 for the current cohort. For the BA English program, we have 24 from the previous cohort and 33 for the current cohort. And for the BA Communication and Media Arts, last year we have 44 students and now we have 43 students. And of course, for our newly instituted degree program, the Associate in Arts and Sports Studies, so this is offered just this year, and we are able to accept 21 students. Okay. Now let's go to the College of Science and Mathematics. From the BS Food Technology, last year we have 32 students. Now we have 33 students. And for the BS Biology, we have 40 students last year and 43 students this year. For the BS Applied Mathematics, last year we have 21 students and now we have 33 students. And for the BS Computer Science program, we have 34 students from last cohort. And for this year's cohort, we have 39 students. And last but not the least, from the School of Management, we have the BS Agribusiness Economics. Last year, they have 27. And for this year, they have 35. So some key takeaways for this year's enrollees. We have an increase in enrollment, as I've said earlier, around 18% from the previous year. And there is a sharp increase in enrollment for BS Agribusiness Economics, BS Applied Mathematics, and BA English. And the enrollment figures for each of the degree programs are now at least 30. It means that for each degree program, you have now at least 30 students. Thank you. That's all. And welcome, freshmen, and help me welcome UP Mindanao constituents, our freshman students. May buntag sa tanan.
Thank you very much, Professor Kobayashi, for introducing the new students to our community. At this juncture, let us watch this advertisement brought to you by the Interactive Learning Center, Learning Resource Center. Thank you very much to Professor Leo Manuel Astana and his team at the ILC LRC for providing these tools, activities, and services to help us with the current learning setup. Let us now call on the Chief of the Human Development Resource Office to introduce to us the university officials and administrators. Let us all give a warm welcome to Professor Jackie Lou J. Tagubasa.
Okay, thank you very much. And good morning, everyone, especially to our students. Presenting to you this morning are the officials and administrators of the University of the Philippines Mindanao. We are going to start with our Chancellor. As the executive officer and the head of the faculty of the university, we have Professor Larry N. Digal. Next are the Vice Chancellors. The Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, who assists the Chancellor in coordinating the curricular, instructional, research, extension, Library, and Academic Programs, we have Professor Nilo B. Oponda. The Vice Chancellor for Administration, who assists the Chancellor in the university's administrative management, we have Professor Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda. The following are the officials of the colleges, headed by the deans who act as the presiding officer of the faculty of the college or school. Okay. For the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, we have Professor Raimundo R. Pavo, Dean. Next. We have Professor Dominica D. Dacera, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. And Professor Aurelia Luz Viminda V. Gomez, the Dean of the School of Management. Next are the college secretaries. The college secretaries coordinate with the students of the college or school in their registration schedule and curricular matters. They also assist in the supervision of the student activities. For the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, we have Professor Genevieve J. Quintero. For the College of Science and Mathematics, we have Professor Richie May T. Gamot. And for the School of Management, Professor Roxanne T. Aguinaldo. Next are our department chairs. The department chairs determine the administrative organization and conduct of the work of their departments. From the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, the chair of the Department of Architecture, Architect Isidoro R. Malake III. The chair of the Department of Humanities, we have Professor Nelfa M. Glova. Professor Erwin E. Protasio is the chair of the Department of Human Kinetics. And Professor Kenneth Jean I. Millondaga is the chair of the Department of Social Sciences. Now we proceed to the College of Science and Mathematics. Professor Ruth U. Gamboa, the chair of the Department of Biological Sciences and Environmental Studies. Professor Juma Novi A. Alviola, the chair of the Department of Food Science and Chemistry. And for the Department of Math, Physics, and Computer Science, we have Professor May-Ann E. Mata. Okay, now we go to the administrators of units or offices under the Chancellor. To start with, we have the Office of Student Affairs with Director Maria Estela R. Salazar. We also have Professor Vic B. Calag as the Director of the Information Technology Office. We have Ms. Joanne A. Garcia as the Chief of the Budget Office. Attorney Charmaine P. Valentin as our University Legal Officer. The Director of the Ugnayan ng Pahinungod Office, Michael A. Gatella. The Head of the Land Reservation Management Office, Mr. Joel N. Sagadan. Our Public Relations Officer, Mr. Rene A. Estremera. And the Chief Administrative Officer of the Technology Transfer and Business Development Office, Ms. Linda A. Buenaobra. We also have the Coordinator of the Gender and Development Office, Ms. Marilu O. Montiflor. And the Coordinator for the Office of Anti-Sexual Harassment, we have Architect Ryan C. Songkayawon. Okay. Now we have the administrators of units or offices under the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Our University Registrar, Professor Vladimir B. Kobayashi. The Director of the Interactive Learning Center, Learning Resource Center, Professor Leo Manuel B. Estanya. The Director for the Center for Advancement of Research, Development, and Engagement in Mindanao, Professor Emma Ruth V. Bayogan. Our University Librarian, we have Dr. Brickshaw P. Marced Jr. And we also have the Director for the Office of Extension and Community Service, Professor Cleto L. Nanyola Jr. Lastly, presenting to you the administrators of the units or offices under the Vice Chancellor for Administration. The Chief of the Supply and Property Management Office, Ms. Socorro Brenda E. Acuña. Engineer Cesar E. Estocado is the Chief of the Physical Plant Office. Ms. Emma Ruth B. Kaalaman, the Chief of our Cash Office. We also have the Chief of the Accounting Office, our Certified Public Accountant, Ms. Zenaida G. Calatrava. And Dr. Cherilyn D. Cabrera is the Chief of the Campus Planning and Development Office. Finally, the Chief of the Human Resource Development Office, yours truly. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you for introducing to us the officials and administrators of UP Mindanao, Professor Tagubase. Now, to introduce the academic staff of UP Mindanao, we will now call on the deans of the different colleges of UP Mindanao. To start, let us welcome our very own Professor Raimundo Pavo, Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, to present the CHSS faculty members. A warm round of applause, please.
Good morning, everyone. I hope each one is safe, healthy, and more grounded as we begin the academic year 2021-2022. It is my honor to introduce to you all the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. The college envisions itself at the forefront of humanities and social sciences education, research and creative work, and public service that are responsive to Mindanao conditions and realities for social transformation and nation building. Its mission is to provide holistic and transformative learning by preparing its students with expertise, knowledge, and skills in the production of relevant interdisciplinary research and creative works that are keys for social transformation. The following are the undergraduate programs of the college: Bachelor of Arts in Communication and Media Arts, Bachelor of Arts in English, Creative Writing, Bachelor of Science in Anthropology, Bachelor of Science in Architecture. The following are its graduate program: Diploma in Exercise and Sports Science, Diploma in Urban and Regional Planning, Master of Arts in Urban and Regional Planning. The Associate in Arts Sports Studies is a new academic program offered with the Department of Human Kinetics starting this academic year. The degree program is directed to enhance professional growth for sports practitioners in Mindanao by providing science-based training in sports, dance, leisure, and recreation studies. The college is also about to inaugurate its Mindanao Study Center, MSC. The Mindanao Study Center aims to contribute to the development of Mindanao through instruction, research and publication, and public engagement in the areas of anthropology, architectural science and built environment, communication and media, literary and cultural studies, and human movement studies. The college has 4 departments. Let us start with the Department of Architecture, chaired by Associate Professor Isidoro R. Malaki III, PhD. In this department, we have the following esteemed faculty members. Instructor Samantha V. Arbotante. Assistant Professor Jean Marie V. Wanga, PhD. Associate Professor Isidoro R. Malaki III, PhD. Instructor Maria Christine Faye M. Olalo. Assistant Professor Nori Lloyd N. Bernez. Instructor Mark Indesi L. Puso. Assistant Professor Angelo Felix N. Regulado. Assistant Professor Minerva C. Rosell. Assistant Professor Ryan C. Songkayawan. Assistant Professor Micah Amor E. Yares. Assistant Professor Myra Fe S. Ilagan. Instructor Sheena Marie R. Franco. Lecturer Cesar E. Estocado. Lecturer Joanna Eve Alexandra O. Ramos. Lecturer Jotham Norman P. Molinos. Lecturer Sino Ray U. Kimintan. Professorial Lecturer Sofem Miano B. Antipolo, PhD. Senior Lecturer Joseph Raymond A. Sumabal, PhD. Department of Humanities, chaired by Assistant Professor Nelfa M. Glova. The following are its esteemed faculty members. Associate Professor John B. Bengan. Associate Professor Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda, PhD. Instructor Merle Don S. Comidoy Acol. Associate Professor Joanna Lynn B. Cruz, PhD. Assistant Professor Antonino Salvador S. De Vera. Assistant Professor Maria Teresa R. Escano. Assistant Professor Nelfa M. Glova. Instructor Jeffrey B. Javier. Instructor Michelle Gay M. Nidoy. Instructor Ana Marie S. Olivares Dizon. Associate Professor Shodi Boyle R. Perez, PhD. Associate Professor Genevieve J. Quintero, PhD. Instructor Samuel Marion C. Sanchez. Assistant Professor Dennis John F. Sumailo. Instructor Juven Nino A. Villacastin. Assistant Professor Farah Aini S. Virador. Senior Lecturer Nathaniel C. Go. Lecturer Michael Aaron C. Gomez. Department of Human Kinetics, chaired by Assistant Professor Erwin E. Protasio. The following are his esteemed faculty members. Assistant Professor Jezreel M. Abarca, PhD. Assistant Professor Erwin E. Protasio. Assistant Professor Armando R. Salazar. Associate Professor Maria Estela R. Salazar, PhD. Instructor Cherry Ann C. Camia. Lecturer Ben Joshua F. Acosta. Lecturer Jessa C. Gobalani. Lecturer Giovanni C. Lapesige. Lecturer Mikaela M. Manayay. Lecturer Camille Joyce C. Olebang. Department of Social Sciences, chaired by Assistant Professor Kenneth Jean I. Milyondaga. Here are its esteemed faculty members. Assistant Professor Rachel A. Bersamin, PhD. Assistant Professor Janos Ruel T. Cabazares. Assistant Professor Teresa May E. Gallardo, PhD. Assistant Professor Kenneth Jean I. Millendaga. Associate Professor Michael Joseph D. Paluga. Associate Professor Raimundo R. Pavo, PhD. Assistant Professor Andrea Malaya M. Ragragio. Assistant Professor Thea Kirsty C. Tandog. Instructor Luigi Lurch G. Almohano. Instructor Maria Catherine N. Cornell. Instructor Mandit Kar F. Rano. Senior Lecturer Luwalhati M. Abrillo. Lecturer Jofer G. Manina. Lecturer Julien S. Baldonado. Senior Lecturer Anne Shangela E. Fuentes. Affiliate Faculty Assistant Professor Richard Jonathan O. Taduran, PhD. Associate Professor J. Jomar F. Quintas. The college officials, Associate Professor Raimundo R. Pavo, yours truly, the Dean. Associate Professor Genevieve J. Quintero, PhD, College Secretary. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Professor Papo. So students, those are the faculty members of the CHSS community whom you will be meeting along the way. Now, we move forward with the program by calling on the Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics, our very own Professor Dominica D. Dacera, to introduce the CSM faculty members. A warm round of applause, please.
Thank you, Isabella. So actually, first I would like to again congratulate the freshies and including, of course, the sophies for making it to UP Mindanao. Actually, I have already introduced the college last September 10th. You know that we have 3 departments, the Department of Biological Science and Environmental Studies, or DBSES, the Department of Food Science and Chemistry, or DFSC, and the Department of Mathematics, Physics, and Computer Science, or DMPCS. I would introduce the faculty members according to the department. Let me now share the screen. Now, they will be introduced with their educational background, the research interest, of course, and you will see them in their photo, but if they are around, please open your cameras so the students can see that you're real. So for the Department of Biological Science and Environmental Studies, we have Professor Marion John Michael M. Achondo, who is actually a graduate of MS Zoology from the University of Philippines, Los Baños. He is actually on study leave and is taking his PhD. We have also Professor Emma Ruth B. Bayogan. She is currently the Karim Director, and she finished her PhD at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, PhD in horticulture. We have also Professor Frichi A. Camino, who is on study leave. She is actually pursuing her PhD in Australia, and he graduated from Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, or MSU-IIT, in MS Biology. We have also Professor Aleida E. D. Cadiz. She is a graduate of medical science from Gunma University Graduate School of Medicine in Japan. We have also Professor Eileen Grace de Lima, who is a graduate of MS Plant Genetic Resources Conservation and Management from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. We have also Juan Carlo P. De La Torre, a graduate of MS Biology from Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, or MSU IIT. We have also Professor Leif Erickson Digamalo, a graduate of MS Zoology from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. We have also Professor Ruth Gamboa, who is currently the chair of the BSES. She is a graduate from Hokkaido University, Japan, Marine Biology. We have also Professor Ginaldo A. Mantequilla, who is on study leave and is taking his PhD on population ecology in National Sun Yat-sen University, Kaohsiung, Taiwan. He took her master's in biology from the University of Southeastern Philippines. We have also Cyrus Suzis Silvosa Miliado, a graduate from the University of East Anglia, United Kingdom, MS Plant Genetics and Crop Improvement with distinction. We have also Professor Lair E. Murao, a graduate of PhD in Medical Science in Infection Research from Nagasaki University, Japan. She is currently the Philippine Genome Center Director, Mindanao Satellite Facility. We have also Professor Cleto L. Nanyola Jr., a graduate from the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and PhD in Marine Science. He is currently the OX Director. We have Professor Annabelle U. Novero, PhD. She is a graduate from University of Melbourne, Australia. We have also Professor Aaron Froilan M. Raganas, a graduate from the University of Philippines, Los Baños, MS Botany, Plant Ecology as his major. We have also a Professor May A. Responte, a graduate of Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, from MS Biology. She is also on study leave. And we have our adjunct faculty, Professor Reynaldo G. Abad, a graduate from Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University, USA, in PhD in entomology. And finally, we have Professor Jason Ibanez, a senior lecturer who is a graduate from Charles Darwin University, Australia, in environmental management. For the Department of Food Science and Chemistry, we have the following faculty members. We have Professor Juma Novi A. Albiola, who is currently the DFSC chair, PhD graduate from Texas and A&M University, USA. And of course, myself, I'm a graduate from Sinindon International Institute of Technology, Thammasat University, Thailand, on PhD on environmental technology. And we have also Professor Dan-Marie Ann Del Mundo, who is currently the MSFS coordinator. She graduated from Surat-Nari University of Technology, Nakhon Ratchasima, Thailand. We have Professor Kent Ivan M. Duerme, a graduate of the University of Immaculate Conception, BS Chemistry, magna cum laude. We have also Professor Kriza A. Kalumba, a graduate of MS Nutrition and Food Sciences from Louisiana State University, USA. We have also Professor Jennifer P. Fronteras, a graduate of MS Biochemistry, University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and she's currently on study leave doing PhD in biochemistry from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. We have also Professor Noreen Grace V. Fundador, a graduate of University of Tokyo, Japan, PhD in polymer science, and she also finished her postdoc in polymer science from the same university. We have also Erwin Oliver V. Fundador, actually the brother of Professor Noreen. He is a graduate of PhD in chemistry, analytical chemistry from the University of Connecticut, USA. We have also our adjunct faculty, Professor Virginia P. Oshoma, a graduate of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños in PhD in animal science. And we have also Professor Jackie Liu J. Tagabase, a graduate of University of Tokyo, Japan, which she took where she took her PhD in food science. She is currently the HRDO chief. And we also have Professor Joel Hassan G. Tolentino, who is a graduate of University of Connecticut, USA, in a PhD in chemistry, biological chemistry. He also took his postdoctoral degree in molecular oncology from Moffitt Cancer Center and Research Institute, Florida, USA. And we have also Professor Ruby Gem E. Villame, a graduate of MS Food Science from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Now, for the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, we have Professor Joseph E. Acosta, a graduate of a PhD in Agricultural Engineering, Land and Water Resources Engineering from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. We also have Professor Mark Gino Aliperio, a graduate from KEPCO International Nuclear Graduate School in South Korea. And he took his MS Physics in Mindanao State University. We also have Professor Vicente B. Calag, the ITO director, and he finished his master's degree of ICT business with distinction from University of Wollongong, Australia. He is currently taking his PhD in Development Research and Administration from the University of Southeastern Philippines. We also have Professor Eliezer O. Chamante, a graduate of BS Applied Mathematics from the University of the Philippines, cum laude. We also have Sherilyn A. Evangelio, a graduate of the University of the Philippines, BS Applied Mathematics also. She is currently taking her master's from the University of Southeastern Philippines. We have also Professor Leo Manuel Istanya, currently the ILC LRC director. He obtained her master's in applied mathematics from the University of Southeastern Philippines. We have also Professor Richie May T. Gamot, the CSM College Secretary. She finished her PhD in scientific computing from the University of Warwick, United Kingdom. We have also Professor Miguel Carlo S. Guillermo, a graduate of Master in Management from the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. We also have Professor Vladimir B. Kobayashi, currently the University Registrar. He finished his degree in MS Data Mining and Knowledge Management, Statistical Modeling and Data Mining, and Data Mining and Complex System Modeling Application to Social Science from Spain and France. And he is almost finished with his PhD in Learning Analytics from the University of Amsterdam, Netherlands. We have also Professor Kim Dayan B. Lige. She finished her master's in information technology from Carnegie Mellon University, Australia. We also have Sinmani A. Garillos Manligues, currently the BSCS coordinator. She finished her master's degree on information systems from the University of the Philippines, Open University, and currently she's almost done with her PhD from National Sun Yat-sen University, Taiwan. We also have Professor Kenneth P. Montajes, a graduate of BS Applied Mathematics cum laude from the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. We also have Professor Mayan E. Mata, a graduate of PhD in Interdisciplinary Studies from the University of British Columbia, Canada. She is now, or currently, the DMPCS chair. We also have Professor Armacheska R. Mesa. She finished her Master of Information Systems from the University of the Philippines, Open University, and currently doing her PhD in Computer Science from National Sun Yat-sen University in Taiwan. We also have Professor Giovanna Faye R. Ugis, a graduate of PhD in Applied Mathematics Differential Equations from Suratnari University of Technology, Thailand. We also have Professor Nilo Bioponda, who is currently our Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. He finished his PhD from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. We also have Professor John Henley O. Santillan, who graduated from the University of the Philippines, Open University, in Master of Information Systems. We also have Professor Romel R. Rial, who finished his PhD in Science, Mathematics from Australia National University. We also have Professor Jose Ildefonso U. Rubrico, graduate from the University of Tokyo, Japan, PhD in Robotics and Engineering. We also have Professor Maynard U. Usares, who finished his master's degree in Environmental Science and Resources Management from the University of Southeastern Philippines. And finally, we have Professor Elvina Grace A. Rosero, our lecturer. I think there's two more coming, who is a graduate of BS Applied Mathematics, magna cum laude, from the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Dacera. Once again, those are the faculty members of the CSM community whom you will be encountering as the new academic year starts. Last but not the least, let us welcome the School of Management faculty. Put your hands together for their Dean, Professor Aurelia Luzviminda V. Gomez.
Good morning, everyone. So you have been introduced to the School of Management during the freshman orientation. Now I want to introduce to you the faculty and the non-teaching personnel of the School of Management. First, we have Chancellor Larry Digal, who has a PhD in Agricultural Economics from the University of Sydney in Australia. We also have Professor Aimee Marie A. Acopiado, who has a Master in Management from UP Mindanao and the coordinator of the Master in Management program. We have Prof. Tadeos R. Acuña, a CPA, who is a PhD in Development Studies candidate from UP Los Baños. We have Prof. Roxanti Aguinaldo, our college secretary. She has a Master in Management from UP Mindanao. We have Prof. Pedro A. Albiola IV, who has a PhD in agricultural economics from Texas A&M University and also obtained his postdoctoral research from the University of Arkansas. We have Prof. Miko Maris Castro, the coordinator of the BS Abe program, who obtained her MS in agricultural economics from UP Los Baños. We have Prof. Nico L. Laorden, who is a PhD student at the University of Queensland, but currently still a full-time faculty of SOM. We have Ms. Rogesa A. Lopez, who has a Master in Management from UP Mindanao and currently taking PhD in Organizational Studies at USEP. We have Ms. Shemaya Gail Plasencia, who is currently on study leave while pursuing her MS in Agricultural Economics at UPLB, a cum laude graduate of BS Abe in UP Mindanao. We have Prof. Glory D. Romo, who obtained her PhD at the University of Queensland in Australia. We have also Prof. John Marks P. Sarmiento, a PhD candidate at the University of Western Australia. Prof. Vladimir A. Shuk, who is currently on study leave while pursuing his PhD by research in UP Mindanao. And yours truly, I obtained my PhD in Natural Resource Management from Charles Darwin University in Australia. Our non-teaching personnel, whom our students will be encountering every now and then, Ms. Florence Akyatan, who is the student records evaluator. So for you students, you will be dealing with her directly. We also have Ms. Ivy May Oman Langit, who is assigned at the Office of the Dean. We have Ms. Melissa Lokias, who is a university associate, and Ms. Marilu Omonteflor, who is also the GAD coordinator. Okay, so maliit lang yung SOM. To the new students, welcome to UP Mindanao, and to the new BS Abe students, we welcome you to the SOM family. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gomez, for introducing the different faculty members of SOM. I'm sure that the students are all excited to meet their professors in the coming weeks. Now that we've learned the university officials and faculty, it is time for us to also know the elected officials in the various student councils of UP Mindanao. To introduce these officials, I now call on the University Student Council Chairperson, Honorable Andric B. Carbonilla. A round of applause, please.
The University Student Council, being the highest governing body democratically elected by the students in the university, is at the forefront in defending the democratic rights and welfare of the students and its constituents and developing the potentials of each Iskolar ng Bayan. That is what is always written in all our correspondences, and hopefully this time it would not just be a mere appendage, but a practice that each and every council officer abide by. Hi everyone! Bakit wala nagsama sa akin?
Great.
Okay, ulit. Hi everyone!
Hi everyone!
Hi everyone, I am Andric B. Carbonilla, the current USC chairperson for this academic year. You can contact me at my Facebook account or at my UP email abcarbonilla@up.edu.ph.
Mapagpalayang araw sa lahat. Ako si Natalia Alawan, ang inyong Vice Chairperson. The USC is together with 3 different local councils in forwarding genuine academic and democratic rights for the welfare of the students. These are, namely, College of Humanities and Social Sciences Student Council, College of Science and Sciences and Mathematics Student Council, and the School of Management Student Council. Lastly, you can contact me through Facebook, Natalia Alawan.
Hi everyone, my name is Marlon Yutig Jr., your USC counselor for this school year, and I am the Community Service Committee Head. You may contact me through my Facebook account, Marlon Yutig Jr., and through my UP mail, mjutig@up.edu.ph.
everyone, I am Mark James Agimpa, your USC counselor and the head for the Student Organizations Committee. You may contact me through my Facebook account, Mark James Agimpa, or through my UP mail, msagimpa@up.edu.ph.
Hello, I am Olivanta Giuseppe Matalam, your USC counselor and your head of Secretariat Committee. You can contact me through my UP email, opmatalam@up.edu.ph, and you can message me through my Facebook account, Pati Matalam.
Hello everyone, I'm USC Counselor Amira Hana Alimada. You can call me Hannah. I'm the Public Relations Committee Head, and you can contact me through my Facebook, Amira Hana Sabtulan.
Hi everyone, I'm Dana Marie Santa Ana, your USC Counselor and the Education Committee Head. You may contact me through my Facebook account, Dana Marie Santa Ana, or email me using dmstana@up.edu.ph.
Hello everyone, I am your USC Counselor, Josephine Daroy, and I am also your Finance Committee Head. You can contact me through my Facebook, Fame Daroy, or through my email, btdaroy@up.edu.ph.
Mayong adlaw, strawberries. This is Marian Bullius, your USC counselor heading the STRAW, Student Rights and Welfare Committee. Need help? Don't hesitate to contact me through my email address, mjbullius@up.edu.ph.
Hello everyone, I am Ken Shane Malagrito, your USC Counselor and Student Development Committee Head. You can contact me through Facebook, Ken Shane Malagrito.
Hi everyone, I'm Maria Teresa Flores, your CHSS representative to the USC. Don't hesitate to reach out to me through Facebook at facebook.com/mariateresa.r.flores or through my email using mrflores3@up.edu.ph.
Hello everyone, I am Marco Nico Viñeta, your CSM representative to the USC. You can contact me through my Facebook account at Marco Nico and through my UP email at nmobiñeta@up.edu.ph. That's all.
Thank you for introducing to us the Student Councils, Honorable Carbonilla. The University Student Council, as well as the various college councils, will be there for you to promote an active and engaged student body and to advocate for your rights and welfare as mga iskolar ng bayan. At this juncture, we will now have a brief intermission. Let us put our hands together for the UP Mindanao Koro Kantahanay. Wow, what a moving performance. That was Coro Cantahanay, everyone, led by their advisor, Juvenino Villarastin from the Department of Humanities. Again, let us give them a round of applause. At this point, let me call on the Director of the Office of Student Affairs, Professor Maria Stella R. Salazar, to introduce this morning's convocations speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Our guest speaker is no stranger to UP Mindanao. He once attended the convocation program in 2003 as a first-year student of the BS Food Technology program. His story is one of a student who did not let poverty and financial difficulty deter him from attaining his dream of becoming a doctor. Along the way, he also enriched so many lives and provided leadership in so many ways. As I read through his curriculum vitae, I learned that he graduated valedictorian from the Don Juan de la Cruz Central Elementary School in Turil, Davao City in March 1999. He qualified and proceeded to study at the Philippine Science High School, Southern Mindanao campus here in Mintal, and graduated in 2003. Well, we know that he applied for UPCAT and got accepted to the BS Food Technology program in the same year. While in UP Mindanao, he qualified for the DOST Science Education Institute Scholarship that sponsored him for the entire duration of his stay until 2007. This was also supplemented by the Vicente B. Bello Foundation Scholarship from 2005 to 2007. He served as officers of the organizations he was involved with. He was Internal Affairs Officer of the Philippine Association of Food Technologists Incorporated, we called PAFT, in 2005. He served as counselor for the University Student Council in 2005 to 2007 and became president of the UP Environmental Society in 2005. His diligence earned him recognitions and awards inside as well as outside the university. He was recognized honorific scholar both in his college and the university for several semesters. He also received leadership awards in his college and graduated with a Chancellor's Medal for Leadership in 2007. Outside UP Mindanao, he was a qualifier for the 6th National Youth Parliament that was sponsored by the National Youth Commission in 2006. He was also a Bayer Young Environmental Envoy in 2005 and continued to be an awardee alumnus of Bayer Young in Environmental Envoys Club up to this day. After graduating in 2007, he worked as a quality assurance supervisor for Dole Philippines and the following year as a customer service associate of e-telecare performance until 2009. He was granted a scholarship by the Christian Foundation from 2009 to 2013 that allowed him to study medicine at the West Visayas State University Medical Center in Iloilo City, where he graduated salutatorian of his batch in 2013. His leadership continued to manifest in medical school, where he was member of the Asian Medical Student Association from 2009 to 2013 and served as the vice chairperson of the College of Medicine Student Council from June 2011 to March 2012. His postgraduate internship was spent in the same school until 2014 and was hired as a medical officer 3 until May 2016. His residency, on the other hand, was spent at the St. Elizabeth Hospital Incorporated in General Santos City. He became Assistant Chief Resident of the Department of Internal Medicine of this hospital in 2019 and was promoted to the Chief Resident position in July of that year until he graduated in February 2020. While in this hospital, he was nominated to the Philippine College of Physicians Most Outstanding Internal Medicine Resident at the 50th Annual Convention of the Philippine College of Physicians in July 2020. In December last year, he was awarded Best Research Paper and Best Presenter of the hospital's Annual Research Forum for his research paper entitled Cross-Cultural Visayan Translation and Validation of Beck's Depression Inventory Scale among ambulatory maintenance hemodialysis patients at a tertiary training hospital in southern Mindanao, Philippines. This was consequently published at Philippine Journal of Internal Medicine. When COVID-19 struck the country in 2020, he served as the facility manager of the Sarangani Province COVID-19 facility from July to November 2020. Starting January this year and until now, he is serving as the vice chairperson of the Infection Control Committee of the Madonna Medical Center Incorporated in Kidapawan City and Also as a member of the Region 12 Adverse Events Following Immunization Committee. UP Mindanao community, I give you our guest speaker, a diplomate, conferred with a distinction of having the 88th percentile rank by the Philippine College of Physicians, Philippine Specialty Board of Internal Medicine in March of this year. Please help me welcome our very own Dr. Ezekiel P. De Maano.
My courtesy and respects to Professor Larry Endigal, our Chancellor, Assistant Professor Nilo Oponda, the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Associate Professor Karen Joyce Kayamanda, the Vice Chancellor for Administration, and my communications teacher, Professor Maria Stella Salazar, our OSA Director, and the overall chair for this online university convocation. Esteemed university officials, deans, faculty members, and staff, and of course, our newest addition to the UP Mindanao family, our freshmen. Good morning and congratulations for not letting this pandemic stop you from pursuing higher education, from reaching your dreams in one of the best UP campus there is, and where the best faculty members and staff are. And I say this without much bias, but simply out of pure facts. You have made the right decision. No, you made the best decision so far. So give yourself that reassuring pat on the back, knowing that you have just signed up to an adventure you will never forget. And speaking of not forgetting, here at UP, there's that saying, and you should remember this, you will never see a thing as beautiful as a tree. So please repeat it. You will never see a thing as beautiful as a tree. And you will need it so long as you are in UP. So on a more serious note, you started this journey at a time when living healthy is a daily battle. Truly, you are on for a challenge. And in so many ways, COVID-19 has disrupted our lives, with some far worse than most of us. As a medical frontliner who's used to seeing death and the process of dying, I have always exerted effort to keep my humanity intact, to never not feel the grief in every life lost. And that challenge is much greater now than ever, with the news of death becoming the norm more than the greetings of happy birthdays and congratulations. As a doctor, being unable to feel the sorrow in the face of death in a grieving family is unforgivable. Dati, hindi ko maintindihan where there are lessons that talk about humanity or how it is to be human in a medical college. Why is it that that question is so important? Di ba dapat anatomy, physiology, and therapeutics ang dapat binibigyang diin? Tingin ko that question is best left for philosophers and not someone like me who wants to study the science of medicine. Well, not until I had a crisis of humanity. There was a point in my medical career when death no longer bothers me, that a patient or a family in pain feels nothing to me, but just a regular nuance of the job. Well, I still remember that moment. I no longer felt human, and it was so vivid. I was a first-year resident then. I was attending to an ailing father. It was around 10 in the evening. He was diagnosed with heart failure complicated by a severe pneumonia. And he was also suffering from prostate cancer. So understandably, the whole family was not aggressive. And the medical team also advised no aggressive measures. So nung dumating na yung time na mamamatay na yung pasyente, of course, the nurses called for me. I went to the room like any normal night round. There I was, and I saw the patient weak and breathing his last breaths. And after checking his lungs and heart, I faced the daughter and told her, in a matter-of-fact manner, that his father would probably not survive the night. So hindi siya nagsalita. There was silence. And then she hugged me and said, Dok, salamat gid sa pag-alaga kay tatay. Palangga gid niya na kami. Then she went close to her father, hugged him and said, okay na kami tay. Hindi ka na mag-worry sa amon. Palangga ka gid namon. And then she cried, like a brave warrior admitting defeat in the face of death. And you know what I felt back then? I felt nothing. No sadness. Nothing. It was that moment that I knew I was losing my humanity. And it scared me because it made me feel empty. It was my wake up call moment. So I had to undergo counseling. Of course, the journey to feel human again was not easy. I had to answer again the question of what it takes to be human. But now I am more confident that with that experience, I will never allow my humanity to be lost again. That I will never again feel nothing in the face of death. Now, you must be wondering why I am sharing this story to you. You see, resilience, that ability to move forward in spite of it all, to bend like the bamboo while keeping itself rooted, is not born in one. You do not just wait. Resilience means having learned a lot from falling down and rising back up and using those lessons to navigate the next challenges. It entails learning from the past. And the operative word is learning. So although COVID-19 has made our lives and academic learning very difficult, we must continue to learn because we can only become resilient when faced with a challenge. Thus, this pandemic is our chance to show the kind of UP we want to be known for. A resilient UP, a victor of circumstances UP, or a victim of circumstances UP. We can be the UP that led our people out of suffering to the engagement of programs that uplift our society, just like what Dr. Lyra Morao and her team in the PGC Mindanao, and also the team of Dr. Mata in the Octa Research and the Ambadis, Health Mathematical Biology. Or we can be the UP that is much greater known by our people as pugad ng mga leftists. We can be a UP that prides on the saying UP and others, or change it to something like UP that leads with others. The choice is up to us, our dearest Isko and Iska. As you face this chapter in your life, I challenge you to learn as much as you can. Not just the lessons you think are important to you, but even those you dismiss as not part of your dream course. Just like how understanding of how to be human proved to be very important to me. It will save you one day, and you will thank yourself for taking the time to just enjoy the lessons UP has to offer. And more importantly, I challenge you to help us redefine UP to something much greater than what my generation has done. Kayo po ang pag-asa ng bayan, kaya wag magpauto. Be wise, ika nga. Sa huli, maraming salamat po sa oportunidad na mapakinggan. Magandang umaga sa lahat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dimaano. We hope that his words of wisdom have given our new students inspiration as they start their lives as mga iskolar ng bayan. As a token of gratitude for his presence in today's event, the University Convocation Committee presents this certificate of appreciation to our guest speaker, Dr. Ezekiel P. Dimaano. The citation reads, "The University of the Philippines Mindanao presents this plaque of appreciation to Ezekiel Dimaano, MD, BS Food Technology, Class of 2007, for generously sharing his time and wisdom as guest speaker in the 2021 University Convocation held on the 13th of September 2021. Signed, Larry N. Degal, PhD, Chancellor of the University of the Philippines, Mindanao.
Thank you so much for this award. Thank you for the trophy.
Once again, that was BS Food Technology alumnus and today's convocation speaker, Dr. Ezekiel P. Dimaano. A warm round of applause, please. Now, may I call on once more our University Registrar, Professor Vladimir B. Kobayashi, to introduce to the community the student with the highest university predicted grade, or UPG, of this year's batch.
Good morning once again. So at this moment, I would like to introduce to our audience our highest UPG for batch 2021-2022. So our highest UPG graduated from Heracleo Casco Memorial National High School from Santa Maria, Davao del Sur. Please help me welcome the highest UPG for this cohort, Ms. Arabella Fiona E. Cebolleros from the BS Biology program.
To the University of the Philippines Mindanao Q officials, distinguished faculty members, staff, fellow students, and most especially to my fellow first year, good morning and welcome. It is both an honor and a privilege to speak before you today. How are you guys feeling right now? Me? Right now, I'm feeling a million of different emotions. I feel excited, anxious, and thrilled. Did I make the right choice? Am I not the admissions mistake? But before going a lot further, let me thank UP Mindanao for accepting me as a college student. A little backstory: while waiting for the UPCA results, I was temporarily enrolled in a different private university. I was not optimistic enough that UP will accept me. A big gamble for my parents to be enrolled in a private university because it is a lot costly. I came from a financially constrained family. I have 4 other siblings, and having me in college will put a big impact in our household. So when the result was out and I got in, everyone in the family was cheering for me. Aside from it's a dream come true for my grandparents and parents to be enrolled here in UP, for us they say UP is UP. Getting quality education for free and giving a least financial burden for my family as I go to college for 4 years is a big deal for me. When the Office of Student Affairs asked me to speak before you on behalf of the class 2021 as part of a tradition here in UP that being one of the students with the highest UPG as a punishment, or shall I say a privilege, I have to speak on behalf of the class. I began to wonder, why me? As in, ako jud? Maybe UP must have been mistaken? How did it happen? I didn't even get with highest honor award in my high school. Perhaps I was just top 4 or within the top 10 of the class. As per demographic, I am the second individual in my hometown to study here in UP, and the first in my high school to study in this prestigious university. Perhaps I decided to settle these doubtful questions of my worthiness, so to comply quickly with this task with the following thought. UP chose me because I showed UP that I am able, willing, and ready. Please have this thought in mind too. I should rephrase it then. UP chose us because we showed UP that we are able and willing and ready. Every one of us has earned a place here. It won't always be easy, but it will be great. So congratulations to all of us on this exciting day. We are arriving here at UP Min for what is sure to be a transformative and life-changing new chapter in our life. Today is the beginning of our journey. As an incoming college student, we have been spending the last year, maybe more, scourging college websites, going on a long road trips to visit campuses, taking stressful examinations, writing inspiring process to convince the admissions officers that of our worthiness, and answering too many questions from relatives, friends, friends of relatives, relatives of friends, like where are you going to college? What course are you going to take up? And perhaps BS Biology? What does that mean? How are you going to go to college? Face to face? All of that process has concluded and we are now ready to begin. To turn the page, to start fresh, to reboot, to redefine ourselves, our lives, to discover new passions, new friends, and in doing so, we will create something new. A new identity for each one of us as a part of a vibrant multicultural learning community known as the University of the Philippines Mindanao. Have you read the book series or movie series Harry Potter? Who among us here is a fan of Harry Potter? I am quite a fan. I watched it again and again. I watched it again recently and I recognize the similarities between Harry Potter's educational experience at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry to my impression of our future UP experience. To me, Harry Potter is a story of transformation, community, and development. These three words embody the UP college experience. Allow me to explain. The first word is transformation. I arrived at UP Min convinced that I am going to be a BS biology student, a shy and ordinary one. As I put it in my language, paabog ra ko nga estudyante ka nang senior lang sa Zoom meetings o naka-off cam. Then this convocation happens. I am tasked to speak before you today. Though I feel nervous, I figured out this is a great opportunity for me to discover something new about myself in this journey. Umpisa pa lang po, UP has given me a challenge already. I am more of an introverted person. I pictured out how struggling it will be in a virtual classroom for an introvert like me. To overcome this struggle, I should take chances that will enable me to keep up with the new learning setup. I imagine some of you are just like me in that you have arrived knowing exactly what you want to study and intend to stay focused on that. And I think it is great. But it is desirable for us freshies to be open to new ideas, experience, and directions. We are learning from the greatest of the field, and with the best and the brightest surrounding us, we will be undoubtedly challenged to think about new topics or view old topics in a new way. We will never know when something might pique our interest. The second word is community. I arrived at UP expecting an education. So are you, right? We are expecting an education and we will leave UP with so much more. Though as of now, we all have a virtual community. The community of friends that we will have like no other. In the incoming days and years, we will learn from our professors and classmates. We will feel supported by an amazing group of mentors. Starting now and continuing for 4 years, we will encounter barriers along the way that will hinder our attainment of our goals. However, we are assured that we have UP community to offer support, guidance, and a shoulder to cry on. Let us look around in this virtual classroom and find our very own version of Hagrid, who will tell us, "You're a wizard, Harry. Isko at iska tayo. Madami daw tayong fight. Talino." Somehow, someone out there, we will find our very own version of Ron and Hermione, who always support Harry in every discovery and every trouble. For more than 2 years already, all of us, including UP, have been sorely challenged. But as Filipinos, I believe we have supported each other and are determined to rise above the challenges brought by this COVID-19 pandemic. Yet we also know that we are at a time when it seems that the need to be right, to be aligned with the winner, or to get likes on Facebook, or to get trending hashtags on Twitter has become the end that justifies any means, and has created lines of division that make it hard to find the common thread that weave us together. Sadly, we are not a nation united but a nation divided. And this must stop. We can disagree on a lot of things, but we must be united in an action or actions. As UP Iskolar ng Bayan, let us all take advantage of every opportunity to develop ourselves. This includes utilizing the many resources and supportive services available here in UP. Through this, we can dare to be different. We can dare to be leaders of change by making our university even greater. Of course, this entails a lot of hard work. I just hope it would be as easy as vanishing spell in Harry Potter that says Evanesco and then poof, COVID-19 vanish. The third word is development. 4 years from now, we will remember this day, the beginning of our journey. We will know how far we have become from September 13, 2021. I am sure we can better our version of ourselves every day. Let us make the best of our experience here. Share your knowledge and skills. Don't keep them to yourselves. Challenge ourselves and your peers. Embrace one another's passions. Absorb everything. Above all, let us have fun. As a boy, Harry Potter was told he had the power to change the life of individuals in the wizardry community. Us have the power too, to change people's lives, the lives of our batchmates, teachers and staff, and the lives of our families. I look forward to doing this with you. Best of luck to all of us as we kick off this academic year. I wish you great success and fulfillment. Tara, dungan kita sa paglatas. Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Ms. Sabulleros. We are excited to see you and your batchmates excel and succeed as you perform your duties as mga iskolar ng bayan. We hope to see you virtually or in person in the coming semesters and years of our study together here in UP Mindanao. Now, at this juncture, let us welcome the highest UPG student of batch 2020, Mr. Al-Abedin Salahuddin, who will lead the students' pledge. May I request all the first and second year students to stand wherever you are and to raise your right hand as you recite the pledge.
I state your name, a student of the University of the Philippines Mindanao, do hereby pledge that I shall exercise a determined effort to develop self-discipline, moral character, civic and desirable ideas in honor of my God, country, university, and parents above all my own. That I shall abide by and comply with all the rules and regulations laid down by competent authority in the university in which I am enrolled.
Thank you, Mr. Salahuddin. To the students, you may now be seated. To formally close the University Convocation program, I will now call on the Vice Chancellor for Administration, Professor Karen Joyce G. Kayamanda.
Hello, good day everyone. Good morning to our 419 participants. On behalf of the administrative group of the university, this is Ma'am Karen giving our warmest welcome to our faculty and students as the year starts for academic year 2021-2022, especially for the batches 2020 and 2021. We look forward to serving you in any operational concerns that you may need in the university. As the Chancellor mentioned, the university currently celebrates our 26th year amid the pandemic. Despite the challenges we face as one community, the university continues to strive to provide you the quality and excellent service in instruction, research, extension, and administrative operations in collaboration with our alumni, sponsors, and the UP system. Be assured that together, we continue to transcend this pandemic with resilient recovery, and as the VCAA has also mentioned, we have adopted the new normal as we move forward and beyond. UP stands for honor and excellence, and to embrace this, we need to build our skill and character to arrive at a scale of competence without being envious of others. This is how confidence is built. It comes from competence. It is not being better than somebody else or comparing yourself to others. Rather, just be a better person and a good person yourself. As I always share this mantra that I personally value to my students, it is the attitude and not the aptitude that determines your altitude in life. Our journey to the university life amid the pandemic is really challenging. Life is not going to get easier, and we are currently in challenging times, as also emphasized by Dr. X and our students who have delivered her thought. So it's better for us to be stronger and more resilient. It's also said that the strongest persons are not the ones who show their strength in front of us, but those who win battles that we know nothing about. As also emphasized by our guest speaker, our alumna, Dr. X De Maano, let us all stay safe and protect ourselves by observing the health protocols. However, even with social distancing, as emphasized by our current speaker, let us all keep in touch for our mental health. There are many ways to stay connected online with your faculty, your co-students, your friends, and of course, the UP Min personnel to be with you in this pandemic and to transcend and move forward. Thank you, and we are truly honored by your presence, and we wish to congratulate the Office of the Student Affairs headed by Professor Stella Salazar and all the members of OSA and the organizing committee who helped organize this first ever virtual freshman convocation. I hope we were able to wake up the energy and vigor as we officially open the beginning of the first semester academic year 2021-2022. I only close this specific program, but let me also declare the opening of the classes for this academic year. And as we start our journey to this particular academic year, let me share with you this timely and relevant reminder through a video clip. Maayong buntag and padayon, mga isko at iska. Video please.
Find something you love to do. Do it every day. Be obsessed. Balance can come later. Use your imagination. Put pen to paper. Declare your intentions. Set small goals. Knock them off, set more goals.
You have a lot of potential as a child, but none of that is capable of manifesting itself as freedom before you become disciplined.
Build confidence. Grow a deep belief. Outwork people. Play the long game. You don't have to be the chosen one. The secret is to build the resolve and spirit to enjoy the plateaus. The times when it doesn't feel like you're improving and you question why you're doing this. If you're patient, the plateaus will become springboards. Finally, Never stop striving, reaching for your goals until you get there. But the truth is, even when you get there, even when you get here, standing on this stage, it's the striving, fighting, pushing yourself to the limit every day that you'll miss and you'll long for.
If you want to be a grocer or a general or a politician or a judge, you will invariably become it. That is your punishment. If you never know what you want to be, if you live what some might call the dynamic life, but I will call the artistic life, if each day you are unsure of who you are and what you know, you will never become anything, and that is your reward.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
How many of us, I wonder, can recall that childhood moment when we experienced happiness as a state of being, that single moment of untarnished joy, that moment when everything in our world, inside and out, was all right. Everything was all right.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor Kayamanda. Before we end, we wish to remind everyone of the following announcements. First, on September 16, on Thursday, there will be a system-wide welcome assembly organized by the TVUP. And on Monday, September 20, will be the registration deadline for continuing students, as well as the UP System Town Hall session for the first semester of academic year 2021-2022. This is organized by the Office of the Vice President for Academic Affairs, as well as the Office of Student Financial Assistance. And now, to close the program, the UP Symphony Orchestra will now lead us in the singing of our university hymn. May I request all participants in this virtual event to stand in place as we sing UP Naming Mahal.
Tayo po ay magsitayo bilang pagpupugay at awitin ang UP Naming Mahal.
Amen.
dear officials, faculty, staff, alumni, alumnae, students, parents, friends, and to everyone joining us through YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much for joining in our University Convocation for the academic year 2021-2022, our first ever virtual welcoming ceremony of the new academic year. This event was brought to you by the University Convocation Organizing Committee, led by the Office of Student Affairs Director, Professor Maria Stella Salazar. Our gratitude goes to the individuals and offices who helped make this event a success. Once again, I am Isabella Dolioso from the BS Biology program, your host of ceremonies for this morning's festivities, welcoming each and every one to the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. May we all have a fruitful and meaningful semester ahead of us. Padayon ug madayaw na pag-abot sa UP Mindanao, mga iskolar ng bayan.
Fly,